The real estate market has changed. And depending upon who you're listening to, you're either being told that right now is the absolute worst possible time to buy a house, or that you need to buy a house immediately before prices take off again. Here's the truth, it's a lot more nuanced than that. And if you're thinking about buying, selling, investing, or even just wondering what the heck is real estate doing here in Southern Arizona, that's exactly why we're starting this channel. I'm Adam Kraft, CEO of the Alpha Realty Team, and today I want to break down what we're actually seeing in the Tucson market, what buyers and sellers should be paying attention to, and what I personally would be doing if I were making a move right now. And stick around because towards the end, I'm going to give you the biggest mistake that I think people are making in this market. Our team helps people buy, sell, invest in real estate, but one of the reasons we wanted to build this YouTube channel is because there's a lot of noise surrounding real estate right now. You've got headlines, interest rates, home prices, inventory, the Fed, Instagram experts who are constantly telling you that the market is about to crash every 6 months. Now, what we want to do here is make all of that a little easier to understand. We're going to talk about what's happening in the market, what we're seeing inside actual transactions, neighborhoods, and communities around Southern Arizona. Now, we also want to talk about strategies for buyers and sellers, and occasionally we'll take you behind the scenes of our team and the real estate business itself. So if that's something you find helpful, subscribe to the channel. We're just getting started, guys. Now, let's start with something important. A lot of people are still making real estate decisions based on the market that doesn't exist anymore. A few years ago, buyers were competing like crazy. Homes could hit the market and immediately have multiple offers. Inspections were getting waived. People were offering over asking price sometimes. Sellers had a tremendous amount of leverage. Now, today, the conversation is completely different. Buyers are much more payment conscious. They're watching interest rates. They're comparing homes. They're asking for concessions. And they're willing to walk away from something that just financially doesn't make sense. Now, that doesn't mean homes aren't selling. They absolutely are. But strategy matters a lot more than it used to. If you're buying a house right now, the first question I personally would be asking is, truthfully, I wouldn't be asking if interest rates were going to drop. What I would be asking is what opportunities exist because other buyers are sitting on the sidelines waiting for rates to drop. That's a completely different mindset. Because here's what happens. When rates eventually move enough to bring more buyers back into the market, you may have a lower rate, but here's the deal. You're also going to have a significantly higher amount of competition. Right now, depending upon the property, buyers might have opportunities to negotiate things like seller concessions, closing costs, interest rate buydowns, repairs, price, and sometimes better terms overall. Most of the time, those didn't exist, meaning every house isn't going to be a deal. That means you need to understand where your leverage actually is sitting. And this is where having the right agent becomes incredibly important. Your agent shouldn't just be opening doors, they should be helping you understand the numbers and the negotiation tactics for absolutely every deal. Now, let's flip it. If you're selling a home right now, you can't price your house based on what your neighbor sold their house for 2 years ago. You also can't throw it on the MLS, take a couple of phone pictures, and hope somebody falls in love with it. Today's buyers have options, which means presentation matters, pricing absolutely matters, and marketing matters even more. And if you're on the first couple of weeks on the market, one of the biggest mistakes we're seeing sellers make is they're chasing the market down. They're starting with a price that's too high because they want to test the market. 2 weeks go by, then they reduce it. Another few weeks go by, then they reduce it again. And suddenly the buyers aren't asking about the price, they're wondering what the heck is wrong with this house. Sometimes nothing is wrong with it at all. It was just positioned incorrectly from day one. If I'm selling today, I want my house to look the best for the best opportunity and the best price range from the second it hits the market. This is probably the biggest takeaway from this video is stop trying to perfectly time the housing market. I've been in real estate long enough to know that there always is a reason to wait. Guys, rates are too high. Prices are too high. There's an election. There's a recession coming. Inventory is changing. The Fed is meeting. Something is always happening. Here's a better question. Does making a move make sense for your life and your finances right now? Because buying a primary residence is not day trading. For most people, it's a long-term decision. If you can comfortably afford the payment, you're planning on staying in the house for a couple of years, and the numbers make sense, there may be an opportunity. And if the numbers don't make sense, don't force it. Good real estate advice isn't telling everyone to buy a house. Sometimes the best advice we can give somebody is, you're not ready yet. Here's what you need to work on first. And that's really what this channel is going to be about, guys. We're not here to tell you every house is a great deal. We're not here to tell you that the market is always amazing, because it's not. And we're definitely not here to make every video a commercial for the Alpha Realty team. We want this to become a resource. We're going to break down what the Tucson market and the Southern Arizona market are actually doing. We're going to show you different communities. We're going to talk about buying and selling strategies, explain what's happening with rates and affordability. We're going to talk about mistakes we see people making, and we're going to bring in experts and take you behind the scenes of what actually happens in real estate. Because the more information you have, the better decisions you can make. So, if you're thinking about buying, selling, investing, relocating to Arizona, or you just want some real estate information without all the fluff, hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to turn on those notifications, because we've got a lot coming. But I also want to help us build this channel. So please drop a comment below and tell us what you actually want to cover next. You want us to cover the breakdown of a specific neighborhood in Tucson? Some new construction advice, interest rates, cost of living here, what $500,000 buys you in different parts of Tucson? Put it in the comments. We're going to use those questions to build future videos. And if you're thinking about making a move here in Arizona, our team's information is in the description. Reach out anytime, guys. I'm Adam Kraft with the Alpha Realty team. Thank you so much for watching our video, and we're going to see you on the next one.